continue on talking about those 11 scientists in the field that have either gone missing or have passed. Today I'm looking at Amy Eskridge. She's a 34-year-old, a 34-year-old physicist from Huntsville, Alabama, who died in June 11th, 2022. Interesting numbers there. From self-inflicted. It was self-inflicted. She was researching anti-gravity technology and UAP propulsion for the Institute for Exotic Science. She's all over the platforms. They're talking about what's been going on with her. There's images there where she's got burnt hands from some kind of weaponry that she claims was zapping her, energy weapon system zapping her. So she had to barricade off all of her windows as she was working. There was evidence in her apartment of it being broken into, according to her, on these posts or videos that she was doing on social media. So I'm going to look into this today to see if her passing is as it was announced. Now, why I've chosen Amy is because I pulled some cards with this the end of last week, and it wanted to talk about propulsion systems, anti-gravity propulsion systems was the topic that it wanted to talk about, and then I did the triangle spread, but I don't think I actually kept it in where it showed that card in the center as to what the cards wanted to talk about, which is why I feel like I'm moving on to Amy's energy. Plus she's been popping up all over my platforms, her videos, so I do want to look into it. I want to see if of course we're going to use this at the end to see what she would like to disclose from the other side, but also if the situation is as it is said to be, but also what is the puzzle piece here when connecting all of these scientists together? What is her part in the puzzle? Let's get into this reading. Start using the other cards. I just wanted to pull a couple of cards for my Connections Oracle. My Connections Oracle is a medium deck, a deck that helps you connect with people on the other side. So here what is being said is that I am here. There's a connection. We have a connection. Now, usually this connection card means to me I'm connected to spirit on the other side. So I am here beyond the physical is the message that's coming through mostly. It's the first card that fell out when I pulled cards here. Okay, I'm also picking up around this card energy of a connection to, now when it comes to what is the missing piece here with the connection to the other scientist, it's physics. I know it says physical, but I'm feeling physics. Now she's saying there was a confrontation of some sort going on around her. She felt it was intentional and planned. Her demise was intentional and planned. But there was some kind of conflict or confrontation going on around her. Okay, there's a draining energy here going on around her. So drained, lacking vitality, or blood issues. Something about the blood. Now, as I'm saying that, I'm picturing the footage of her showing her hands and something going on with her hands being all red. That's making me think about blood issues, blood clots, blood issues. Now, she claims that she was I have to say alleged, although the energy coming through is direct and not alleged. Truth. There could have been something going on with either her vitality, her energy levels, because of the zapping or whatever was going on with her. Now, she claims that in videos, not spirit, in videos that it was to do with some kind of energy weapons. She could have even said run by a car batteries directed at her, and that was what was causing, as she was typing, it was causing redness on her hands. But it could have also been doing something to blood clotting or something in her body around blood. So because the card of blood is coming up on the table here, and her having a lack of vitality that she blames on what she says is the energy weapons directed at her, whatever this energy weapon was. Picking up heart energy around her. So she was young, 34, so not heart attack, but I'm feeling it may have been connected to, could have even been blood pumping through the heart, so causing maybe like palpitations or something in her heart. Also find it interesting that they're pulling me towards heart now. Blood circulating around the body, which circulates through the heart, talking about fatigue, talking about draining, talking about blood maybe not pumping through the heart. I'm not sure what this is, but they're showing me heart, and they're showing me issues, maybe something going on with, connected to lack of vitality. We see reunion, together again, we will meet again. I am not sure what that means, what that card is there for. Sitting next to confrontation, head trauma. Actually, that card says, this one here says head trauma. I'm not exactly sure where the actual body trauma was on her passing, whether it was head or heart. Both cards both energies are coming up in this reading. Not an accident. Down the bottom it says, this was not an accident. This was planned. Very graphic energy, very visual energy. Okay, this card just flipped out on the floor, so I don't know which way it fell. I just picked it up and didn't look. On the back says the moon. It's the moon card, which is about illusions. Not quite. There's some lies, deception, illusions in the situation. On the other side is death threat. Now, as I was shuffling, I was starting to think about how she was given death threats maybe 3 years before, and then on one hand she was thinking that because nothing had happened to her, that there was a group of people saying you need to publish this, and then there was also a group of people that were saying they're going to get you, so death threats. So as I'm shuffling and thinking of that energy, the card actually jumps out. So it's a prominent part of this story, this situation. So these two cards came out together, discovered, found. It says not at fault. So the way that she was discovered on her passing, not her fault. She had been given death threats. Very strong energy, actually, and very clear in the message too. Okay, anything else that you want to say before I ask questions? Okay, vulnerable. She was vulnerable. She was in a vulnerable position. This one over here, oh, I wonder if that's records on the back. This says the Six of Wands, recognition, but on the back is records, data seeking, fact seeking. So because of what she was looking into, what she had discovered, what she was looking at releasing, papers, documents, publishing, put her in a very vulnerable position. Okay, please show me the connection to the other scientist. Now, what I'm trying to distinguish here is are you a part of a puzzle, or are you individual in your story? So they're investigating these scientists as a whole, and I'm just wondering if it is a whole, if it is a connected puzzle and you're a part of that puzzle, or if your story is unique and separate. Okay, let me see what I can pull out of here. The story here is not quite as clear. Okay, money involved. Inheritance can talk about a windfall or money. Perhaps it's to do with her technology or selling her ideas or a payoff for her ideas. Sitting next to exploitation, but having some kind of regrets about that situation. So I don't know who she was connected to, what kind of deals she made, who she worked with, but the energy here is showing money, regrets, because there was some kind, she felt she was maybe in the end was exploited because of it, because of either her dealings, regrets she'd made around the situations to do with money or windfall, or I'm not saying she got money, I'm saying maybe she had the opportunity to sell her idea and pass it on. Maybe someone she was working with was exploiting her for information. Surveillance card is showing that she was being watched. And exposure. So she was on social media. She did. There's lots of videos of her floating around talking about her invention, her ideas, and that she was going to release that information, which I did see that card earlier. She was being watched or surveilled about how much information she was exposing to the public. Recorded, again, is saying her social media activity was being surveilled for how much she was releasing or exposing to the public about her situation by authorities, people in authority. When I first saw the authority card, I thought that it was like the federal investigation into the situation of the 11 scientists, but I feel like it's not. This is showing me her individual situation rather than part of a collective, the collective here. This is showing me a complete individual situation where she was being watched because of how she was being very public. We did see the card of recognize there when I flipped it one way or the other, the card of being recognized. So here I'm feeling very individual, because my main question here was, is she part of a missing puzzle piece around the entire collective of scientists? But I feel her story is very individual, and she was being surveilled because of her openness, activeness on social media. But I do feel that there was some kind of exploitations around her connected to money for what she had invented, and she has regrets around that. And I can't place whether that exploitation means that she should have got money and she didn't. She was exploited in that way, or whether she was offered, or who she worked with, there was regrets there. I can't tell which one it is, but I'm just feeling there's some kind of exploitation going on around her about money for her idea or what she discovered, but she had regrets around that situation in some way. Let's get up to the fun cards. Let's have a look at the disclosure, full disclosure. First of all, before we look for any disclosure here, what I want to say is, I know the energy that I'm being shown is showing her story in a unique way, an individual way, not as a collective with the other scientists. But if she was part of a puzzle piece, even though she said she wasn't, what would be her area? Pull one card for me, please, to show me your area. Okay, it's not what you think. And then we've got alien technology. So maybe there was an interest in the kind of technology that UAPs used for propulsion or anti-gravity. Maybe that's what she means by anti-alien technology. Just not how you think, just not what you think, she said. So also I've watched a video of her talking about the P-52s and P-47s, which is, and I don't know too much about that, but it is a race apparently from our future. P-52s are 52,000 years ahead, us 52,000 years ahead, and P-47s represent, and there's images come up on her post, or humanity 47,000 years in the future, and they're called P-52s and P-47s, and I've heard that come out of her mouth on her videos, and we're talking about aliens and technology. So where does she fit in the puzzle piece? And again, she's saying it's not what you think. So where she was very clear how her case, her situation was unique, not so unique, but individual to her circumstances, and not part of a all-out attack on scientists in the field. Her situation was very individualized, unique to her story. It was her unique situation, not an attack on all scientists. At that time around her, it was something to do with her surveillance, her releasing information, her discoveries, unique to her situation. So when I have asked the question, if you were part of the story of the connected to the field, to the scientists that they're investigating, what would be your puzzle piece? What is your part here? It's not what you think. So it's not that she's part of this collective scientists, 11 missing scientists. She is, because she is, we're lumping them all together, but she's very clear that she's very separate. It's not, she wasn't taken out because she was one of a scientist working on a project, and all those scientists were targeted. So very clear energy here. That is not the case in this particular instance. But what she's known for, or what she wants to be known for, is alien technology. So let's leave this one in the center, and let's do a pyramid spread here for Amy to select anything that she wants. This is my full disclosure deck, so anything that she wants to chat about here today, coming through with full disclosure deck. What is it that she would like to disclose here? I'm calling this Amy spread. The card here at the top of the pyramid shows the money card, pointing to hidden funding streams flowing into dark project budgets tied to alien technology and captured crafts, maybe even reversed engineered propulsion systems. It could be talking about P-52 and P-47 programs that Amy talks about. The surrounding cards reveal not only anti-gravity field and propulsion, but also cloaking technologies and signature masking technologies already embedded in the military defense systems. Together, the spread indicates that what is publicly known is only a portion or a fragment of a much larger operation. It's a deliberate partial disclosure. The final card is probability and suggests that the situation is still unfolding, with the future revelations possible but not yet fixed. I hope you enjoyed that reading. Let me know if there's any scientists that you want me to delve into next, and what does this bring up for you? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching.